Okay, hello YouTubers. Just an update. I don't know if you remember, but at the end of January, I broke my wrist. Apparently I broke it in 3 places, and now I have a piece of titanium in there. And I'm working on physical therapy and trying to get back to work. But until then, the good news is this is spring, and I'm off from work, and I can't work because I can't lift more than 5 pounds with my right hand, which is my dominant hand, and I can't drive. So guess what I get to do? I get to walk around the yard. And look at all the spring flowers. So I think I just saw right here, I think I saw a mayapple popping up. It's about that time. And I definitely saw some trillium popping up. I'm looking for this mayapple. I just saw the butt of its head coming out. Also, we have the bloodroot is about to start blooming. The blooms are up, they just haven't opened yet. So, oh, there it is. I found it. Okay, this right here, I'm pretty sure, is mayapple trying to come out the ground. Yay, mayapple. Again, this is the northwest side of the yard. What do we have here? Wonder what that is. Maybe squirrel corn? We'll see. We definitely have some ginger here. Some Virginia springbell there. And of course you all know the pawpaw patch. Right across the road. And across the road over there too, there's about 100 more. I'm hoping for pawpaw fruit in the next year or two. So let's give you a little tour of the last day of February. Here we have Virginia bluebells blooming. Yay! They're so beautiful. And I mixed in here, I don't know what I was thinking or how I did it, but golden poppy. There's golden poppy in here and Virginia bluebells. And of course the Virginia spring berries, spring flowers. I don't know what this is yet, but I got a feeling it's something I planted. We'll find out as it comes out more. Let's just take a little corolla. I want to show you the cut tooth. That's all I know is cut tooth. Something about a spring flower. We got a bunch of cut tooth here and a bunch of cut tooth there. But let's keep on walking. There's something over here I'm highly interested in. We've had a hickory tree fall in our house this summer, and it knocked out, well, the hickory tree actually put a hole in our roof. That's our house. The hickory tree fell from the middle of the yard in top of the house, in the top of the guest room, right there. And we had to have some people come and take it off the house. But the interesting thing was, it took out part of that maple tree and this maple tree right here when it went down. And I think it was a bad storm too, because there was a bunch of trees that went down over here too. So I don't think it was just the hickory tree that caused all of that mess. But you know, I don't clean that up, and I'll tell you why. I think the birds like to hide in there. Not to mention it makes good firewood. So I just let it sit here and dry out. I live in a neighborhood that they don't care. I live on the lake. It's like in the country. Well, it's not the country, but it's close enough to feel like it feels like the country, but it's close. It's pretty close to the city. But I don't have hardly any neighbors. on that side up here, on the south side, hardly any neighbors on the north side. And then there's an acre or two between us that we own that nobody can build on. So we've got some privacy. And then across the street, all of that is in a trust. And across the lake, all of that is in a trust. So it's actually quite magnificent. And it's a blessing to be here. I found a trillium over here I wanted to show you, but looks like I lost it. It's here, I just can't remember where. I guess we'll look at something else until I can find it. I have some elderberry popping out of the ground here. I think I've told you this before. I think I'm gonna let this grow this time. It's in the pawpaw patch. So I'm gonna let it grow. I'd rather that than honeysuckle that's not native, or privet that's not native. I mean, I really worked hard to get rid of privet, Japanese and Asian honeysuckle. Look at that big old patch of cut tooth right there. It's so happy. I'm happy it's happy. What a beautiful thing. And I don't know for sure if anybody knows what this is, but I think that is well, it could be a wild onion or wild garlic or something. But I also threw seeds out because I wanted nodding onion, which is native, prairie nodding onion. So I'm afraid to pull it because I don't know for sure if it's the invasive garlic or not. So I'm waiting to see if it gets a flower. I'm really sorry I can't show you the trillium right now. Maybe I did a little short video on it and I can post it. I really enjoy walking out in the yard during the summer and the winter and learning what the trees are by their buds. Like for instance, I know that this is a pawpaw tree because it's kind of got like reminds me of a claw on the end of it. And I planted 5 other cultivars to try to get pawpaw fruit from the University of Kentucky. And I also tried to hand pollinate one of the flowers one year. So we'll see how it goes. I have no clue what I'm doing. I'm just finding things online and trying it. But here's a pawpaw. See if I can find a cultivar that I planted. I planted 5 of them, so I gotta find them. Right over here. This is a cultivar that I planted from the University of Kentucky. Apparently, the University of Kentucky is well known for their pawpaws. So, and this particular one is Southern Sunflower. So we're gonna see. I planted it 2 years ago and it's still alive, so we'll see how it goes. Oh, we got some violet here. Beautiful. I think I planted another cultivar over here. Poppy and bluebells. Bluebells, beautiful, what a blessing. Bluebells. Oh, I know what, I planted a cultivar over here. This right here is aster. I just threw seeds out in the yard, I'm pretty sure. Real native aster. I think I had, this right here is the, I don't know if that's the pawpaw or not. I accidentally killed it. There's a pawpaw in here somewhere that I accidentally snipped off the top of it. So hopefully it'll come back. I don't know. We'll see. It was an accident. These things happen. Poppy. I got another cultivar over here. Here's one. Here's cultivar. Ooh, I wonder what that is. I'll have to look that one up. This is another pawpaw cultivar we planted, and this is Kentucky State University Atwood. Now, and it's got buds on it. So now a couple of them that I planted, they're self-fertile, so they just need to get big enough to bear fruit. Oh, here's another one I planted. I'll walk right past it. It's got buds. Seems to be doing okay. These pawpaws, this one is Kentucky State University. I can't read it. I'm not sure. Sunset? I'm not sure what that says. But it's still alive. It's got buds. Yay. I got a little distracted. I wanted to show you the trillium coming out of the ground. But I can't find it. But it'll pop up. I planted this last fall. I can't remember what it is. I don't know when the leaves come out. I gotta make sure it's mulch, not too much mulch underneath the. I can't remember what I planted here. I'll have to let you know when the leaves start coming out. There's something I love, I know that. And it's kind of in a wet spot too, so it gets plenty of water. We get a lot of water from up the hill. Up the neighborhood is a hill coming down here. On the other side of that, oh, look at that beautiful cardinal. Can you see it? Can you see that beautiful cardinal? My goodness, what a blessing. I don't know if you can see it. There's a beautiful cardinal across the street just staring at me. So across the street, things come from down the hill to me. Up the street, things come from there down the hill to me. And then it kind of puddles here a little bit, because then you go back up a hill. So things, when it rains, things come down the hill from there. So I'm kind of like in a bowl, in a way. I don't know if that's bad or good, but I think it might be good, because the only problem is sometimes I get some bad stuff in my yard. Like, I'm pretty sure I found some Kentucky bluegrass. While some of you may think that's great, personally, I don't want Kentucky bluegrass in my yard. I want native grasses and native plants, so I don't like grass. I don't want to cut grass on this hill. It's too steep. And anyway, if I plant a grass, I want it to be native. Oh, check this out. So, can you see it? It might be too much sun. Beautiful violet. Isn't that gorgeous? I did plant some violet bulbs this year. I like violets. Some people think they're a nuisance in their lawn. I think they're better than Japanese honeysuckle privet. You know, so if I can have that instead. Okay, so poppy right here, and a red stem dogwood, and not the Tortarian type. It's the native type. Red stem dogwood. I'm expecting this to blow up, and like, I guess I should get a couple more and plant them here. So I've been new to all this, and so I've just been planting one thing at a time here and there just to see how I do. Which probably isn't the best thing to do. Somebody said I should be planting 5 in a place. But I'm doing the best I know how, you know, as I learn and grow and build. Anyway, over here is oh my goodness, I forgot what this is. It makes berries. I know that. It might be a snowbell. I can't remember, but it makes berries. Coralberry. I think this is coralberry. Native coralberry. Got a bunch of pawpaws growing up in here. So I read a companion plant. Apparently pawpaws and dogwoods and snowberries all do well together. Look at this. Oh my goodness, isn't that pretty? Virginia bluebells, planted 100 bulbs. This right here is a persimmon tree. I don't know if you can see the difference in the bud, but it's not a pawpaw, it's a persimmon. I don't know how to get fruit out of it. If you know, please feel free to let me know, because I would love some persimmon fruit. Wow. Look at you, aren't you pretty? Isn't that pretty? Praise God. That's some Christmas fern that's starting to stand up. Yay. What have we here? Anybody know what that is? I'm pretty sure that's Multiflora rosa. I could be wrong, but it's got sticky things on it, and it's in one of my favorite parts of the yard. So even if it is a native berry producing vine, I'm gonna cut it because I don't want it here. I planted Jacob's ladder over here, I think last spring. Look at that, it's popping up. It's happening, spring is coming, yay. Can you see the Virginia bluebells in the yards popping up? I suspect in a couple of years, this is gonna be filled with Virginia bluebells and golden poppies, blooming close to the same time. I think Virginia bluebells bloom first, and then the golden poppies. And right here, foam flower. I'm planning on adding I planted 100 foam flower bulbs, so we'll see when they start coming up. I'll start videoing that. Over here last year and the year before, I had something called richweed, also known as Polynesia. I don't know, but I had a friend of mine come from a native plant nursery, and he loved it. And I was going to plant some oak leaf hydrangea over here, and he's like, no, leave the Polynesia and let it grow, because it made like a layer of beautiful green, and the birds and the bees and the insects loved it. They lost their minds over it. So is that geranium? I can't remember what that is, or petunia or something. I do have an oak leaf hydrangea here, but I'm thinking about moving it because I really do want that Polynesia, also known as witchweed, to be able to take over here. It's so beautiful. I'll have to post a video from last year if I can find one. That cedar tree, if anybody's got any ideas on how I can get that down, that was part of the tree fiasco we had this summer. That fern is starting to stand up. This is something I planted. I just can't remember right now, but when it starts blooming, I'll let you know. I also planted 100 bulbs of Cactusandra procumbens. And it's the native one, not the Japanese type. Now, the thing about the native types is they take time. They're not gonna, it's not automatic. Like, the Japanese procumbens will cover the ground pretty quickly because it doesn't have any competition. You know, I mean, I'm not gonna do that. That's not what I want. I want an environment that is conducive for the wildlife in the area. And some of the non-native invasives have no wildlife value at all. For instance, butterfly bush, no offense anybody, but I think it hosts one lepidoptera, one caterpillar, and nothing else. And everybody swear, you know, yeah, the birds and bees are attracted to it because of the way it looks. They can't eat it, and they can't nest in it, and they can't make babies in it, whatever you call it. Okay, I got some Virginia waterleaf growing here. It has no ecological value. It has very little ecological value. And people love those butterfly bushes, but not a fan personally. I don't think they're I think they're invasive. And I don't think they have any value in my wildlife. I'm in East Tennessee, by the way. Got a lot of cut tooth. Look at that bee loving on it. Got some fern growing up here and some cut tooth fern. Yes, it's all starting to come together. Oh, here's something very interesting I just noticed. Hold on, wait a minute. What is this? It looks like some thorns. It reminds me of multiflora rosa, and I don't like the multiflora rosa. What have we here? Look at this. Native ginger. I don't think it's blooming at this time of the year. I think it blooms later, but it smells so good when it blooms. I think this video is getting a little lengthy. I'm going to go ahead and I've showed you a lot today. I enjoy documenting the progress of the yard, and I think sharing it might help somebody, or if somebody can give me advice, it might help me. And there's some ginger. This is where the crossvine is. Got tons of crossvine here. We do not cut the crossvine. We keep the crossvine. I'll give you a good idea what the crossvine looks like. So, there you go. It makes a cross. And when you cut a big stem, in the bark, it makes a cross. It's got a cross in between it and the bark. When you open it up, crossvine, it goes up the trees, and it makes beautiful flowers that hummingbirds and bees and insects love. So we do not cut crossvine. It doesn't seem to cause any danger to the trees. It goes straight up the tree. There's one more thing I want to show you, and then I will sign off. That's all crossvine. Some Virginia cut tooth. One thing coming up here. Multiflora rosa, I think. It might not be, but I don't really want to get stuck. It could be a raspberry or blackberry, but if I want that to grow, I don't want it to grow in my pathway. Look at all the Christmas fern popping out. Oh, but here's something really cool, and this is it for the day. Look at that. Squirrel tooth. I planted 100 bulbs. And then that's it for the day. Isn't that beautiful? Squirrel tooth. Or it might be shooting star. I can't remember. It's one of the two. But I planted a couple of bulbs of that. So we'll see. Thank you for watching. And if you have any input or anything you'd like to add, please, or any education for me, please feel free to post it. Thank you.